Hi, my name's James Birchall, and this is another episode of the Smartcar Coffee Confidential. And today our guest is Nolan Machan, the founder and editor-in-chief of the OakvilleNews.org. Nolan, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
Well, for those of you that have seen the show before, you know how this works. We're going to go and get a hot beverage of choice. And are you a tea or a coffee or something else kind of guy?
I'm a decaf, because I have enough energy on my own.
I need
two creams, one sweetener, because I'm a little chubby. So, you have to.
I believe the word
figure it
these
out.
days is husky.
Oh, is that it? Husky.
Yes.
I'm not really big on. I just think of myself as well-rounded.
Fair enough. Well, let's go get something to drink, and then you can tell me more about what it is you do, more about the OakvilleNews.org.
Okay.
And of course, I'm curious. I want to know more about you as a person.
Oh, that's a scary
Oh,
thought.
I know. The person behind the profession, or the person behind the pen.
Or behind the keyboard.
Keyboard these days.
Yes, there's no pens anymore,
I
unfortunately.
know. Digital ink slingers we are.
That's it. That's it.
Right. That way, isn't it?
It appears that way. Yes, it would be right.
Sorry, I gotta do so many things when we're driving. It's like I gotta make sure that we don't get nailed or T-boned. And it's
Come on.
God!
If they T-boned us, I don't.
Oh, we'd survive.
I think it would be more like a hamburger, that got smashed.
No,
because there's no T-bone because there's no.
This is an
front or back.
entire roll cage on wheels.
That's exactly it, right?
Yeah.
So there's no beginning, there's no end, there's just the middle.
True. Yes.
It's something that we've yet to manage to figure out to do in society, just have a middle.
Well, I don't wish to test it. So we're at Tim Hortons today. I mean, we go to all different places for coffee and tea and things like that. We have yet to find a drive-through bar.
This is not good. Yeah, we have to do that.
Yeah, mind you, alcohol while driving, not such a clever idea. Or any other form of legal substance these days, if you're going to get my drift. No,
That's
we
right.
don't do that. Not when we're
Yes,
driving.
well, not in Oakville. You're sure not going to find that in Oakville.
Really?
No, there's no legalized.
You're not allowed to smoke it in Oakville?
Oh, you can smoke
They
it.
just don't sell it here.
Yeah, we can't. No, there's no snow. There's no snores. There's no stores.
There's no stores. Oh,
Yes,
I believe
yes,
we have a
we said
couple
no,
in
no.
Burlington. Oh, wow.
Yes, we have to get our fix from Burlington.
Yeah, well, we got good quality stuff in Burlington.
Oh, is that what it is?
Well, apparently, some of my.
I was wondering what was going on in Burlington these days.
the mellowest city in North America.
That's right, the mellow. Maybe that's why your ranking is so good at, great places to live.
It's only been legal for a little while.
I know.
So I don't think that's the issue. Anyway, moving on. Okay. What did you say you wanted?
Medium decaf. Medium decaf, 2 creams, 1 sweetener.
Yes, please. I'd like a medium steep tea with milk and sugar, please.
Does something?
Yes, thank you. Awesome.
They are so friendly here.
They are. Well, you know what? Most of these coffee places are super friendly.
And what I like about this particular one is, how they got the new lids?
Oh, yes.
They were the first ones in Oakville to actually have them.
Those lids where you were able
Yeah,
to
where you don't end up, having it on your body.
Yes.
Where they got the new sort of upgraded lids.
Smart lids.
This particular gentleman who owns this location opted
Went for the
for
smart
it.
lids.
Yes.
Well, I got a question for you while we're waiting in the line up. So how long has Oakville News been around?
On November 29th, it will be 7 years.
All right, so we're recording this in 2019. So, all right, so you started in 2012.
Yes,
Wow.
November 29th, 2012.
Okay, and why? The voices tell you to do it?
Yeah,
It's usually my
it's the voice. These wacky voices in my head. No, thankfully I don't hear voices in my head.
Not publicly.
Not publicly, and not that I'd acknowledge.
Exactly.
Why did I start it? I think a lot of it had to do with, for me.
Yep.
I was in real estate at the time, and I found actually being a realtor relatively depressing. I know that might sound weird, but it's true. And I could go on about why I found it that way if you so chose, but
No, we're good.
There you go. Anyway, I created a one because it was something I was passionate about, and I
Yep.
love the fact that people should know something about their community. Both good and bad. And what was actually transpiring was that there was no information out there on a news level that actually supported the police. And that really frustrated me. And I was told very clearly, well, people don't want to read negative news. And I sort of went,
Hang on a second.
really?
That by default is usually the news. If it bleeds, it leads. It's-
Absolutely, and it's the
know?
number one thing. And it took my competitors about 2.5 years to decide that they might actually want to cover some of the police. Even if it was a missing child, they wouldn't report it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was very frustrating, and I just sort of went, this is incredibly nuts.
So the Oakville News was born.
Oakville News was created, and
So the Oakville News then is 7 years this November.
yep.
You started it because there was a visible gap in the storytelling of the local community. I mean, do you have plans to expand it, or can you share that, or is that a big secret?
Oh yeah, that's a huge secret. My life is one big secret. Just read Oakville News. I don't share anything. No, I would love Oakville News. Oakville News is actually designed as a prototype because I watched the online or the news world
Yep.
and the print world basically die. A very horrible deaths, and it continues to. And I really wanted to not have that occur. And so the idea was to create Oakville News and then hopefully have it expand out and try and figure out how one deals with our biggest competitor being Facebook.
All right. So, for the benefit of Nolan, because for some obscure reason today we're driving through Oakville and the road's a bit bumpy,
Uh-huh.
and we don't want him wearing his hot drink because, that's not cool. Well, it's really hot actually.
Yeah, it's a bit warm. I don't think it's
Here,
cool.
let's just pour
it's
this in
not
the-
an ice cap, that's for sure.
Drop that in your crotch and see what happens.
That's right. Well,
No thanks.
there's a few people who might be unhappy about that, including me.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you would. All right, so that's the. So is this your full-time job now? Editor-in-chief? Chief editor?
I think that's a
publisher?
good word. I think my wife would call it my full-time job. It definitely doesn't create a full-time income, but it definitely is a full-time job.
So it's your passion project at the moment.
Oh, it is. I love doing what I do.
Yeah?
There are a lot of other ways to make more money, I think. But I haven't found them anyway. But it's, this is a passion. I like helping people. I just love helping people. I was just sitting down with a friend who owns a restaurant, and I walked into the place the first time, and he was just scraping by, and I walked in because he put a light fixture in, and now he's the #1 restaurant in Oakville.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, and just sitting down and talking with him and talking about thoughts about how to make it better, and he's done phenomenally well. That's what makes me tick.
I like to see people succeed. I mean, I don't believe that for someone to succeed, someone has to lose.
No.
And I think you don't even have to be in different businesses. I mean, I've always supported, pretty much when I've run networking events, I've always supported multiple people in every category. I've never said, oh, we can only have one whatever. I've always said, no, the more the merrier, because guess what? Not everybody wants to work with Bob here. Some might want to work with Sally, and someone might want to work with Peter and Mary, and just
Exactly.
because they do the same thing, it's not that they're not the same person. People seem to underestimate the importance of the personal component. I mean,
Yes, the human component that is.
you're supposed to do a good job.
Yes,
That's a given.
It's people pay you to do a good job, but it's there's something to be said about there's a connection, a human connection that takes something to another level.
Yeah.
That makes it takes something from being good
Yeah.
to being phenomenal.
Agreed.
if the click is right. You can't get that other ways. I mean, you can have a lot of restaurateurs, right? I mean, a lot of chefs, they all cook, but there's just this little quality one will have that just hits your taste buds right, that somebody else may not have. I don't know what it is. It's this little...
The je ne sais quoi.
Well, exactly. Yeah, that classic sort of... Yeah, absolutely.
That's the extent of my French.
Well, you know what? It's
Yeah.
more than my French, actually.
Well, I used to be able to speak it. Now I can't. But it comes back pretty quick if I surround myself with French people.
There you go.
Or French-speaking people.
I just always... My main goal in life was always to figure out how to order food in any and every language possible.
See, we're similar. Mine was always ordering beer and asking where the toilet was. Dove il bagno.
I could always say WC, and I figured that was pretty universal, and they wanted to tell me where it was quickly. That's right. I know where that one is.
Yeah.
But actually, no. Learning food in every language, what it all meant was...
You just have to point, You point and kind of go, Well, mind you, got to be careful with that these days.
Well, especially nowadays.
That's true.
You've got to be
Rub your
careful.
tummy, it's probably safer.
That's right.
Maybe not. So what's next for the Oakville News?
What's next for Oakville News?
Other than bigger and better and all that fun stuff.
It's just increasing the awareness of it. I think I'm still bumping into people that go, "Oh, you exist?"
Are you using video?
Oh, no, not enough. There's so
there you
many
go.
things more to be done. There's so many more opportunities to be explored. I did this with absolutely no business thought process, even remotely, when I created Oakville News. Oakville News was really just simply created. And to be honest with you, the writers I have, they're volunteers. Photographers, they're volunteers. We're sharing people's stories. We're telling stories. We're informing people. And that's what we do.
On a final note, do you know why newspapers are called rags?
Because that's what you use them for.
No.
Why?
So a long time ago, paper was created because I had to make paper in art college.
Yes.
So we had to look at how the whole thing was done. But paper was made from cloth. But the rags would be sold back into scrap. They'd be bundled up and sold to the pulping mills.
Okay.
Who would break them down, use various techniques, and turn them into pulp. Because paper, in its truest format, was made from rags.
That's right.
Hence the name rag.
Rag.
That's where it comes from.
There you go. Again, something new.
Oh, I am full of useless information. I used to crush it playing Trivial Pursuits.
Lovely. Someone has to crush it playing Trivial Pursuits.
Plus, as a writer, you're a reader.
That's right.
So, Nolan, it has been a true privilege getting to know you a little better. The show, or rather the newspaper, oakvillenews.org, is there right now. By all means, visit, check it out, subscribe. If you have news stories to share, I'm sure there's somewhere on the site where they can send you tips
Absolutely.
and wonderful things.
Absolutely. You just hit the contact button, put in the information,
and you're good.
Send it out, and it will be read and looked at.
Perfect. Well, my name's James Birchall. This has been another episode of the Smartcar Coffee Confidential with my guest today, Nolan Machan, the editor and editor-in-chief of the oakvillenews.org. Thanks very much, Nolan.
Thank you.
Take care.
Cheers.